Please welcome Giselle Messer.
Well, good evening, everybody. I have PTSD. One way it affects me is that I'll be somewhere and I just want to leave. Like when I was in Costco and I wanted to abandon my cart and leave the store. Not because I was anxious, but because the checkout line was to the back of the store. And there was only one till open. So that's not waiting in line, that's called camping. Fortunately, I could buy 18 sleeping bags for $50. And you guys, when my kids were small, I had a lot of anxiety. So then, they put me in my house, all by myself, all day long, with a toddler and a newborn. That is not parenting. That is a recipe for a nervous breakdown. So now, I have 2 teenagers at the same time. And they think they can get away with anything. So one night, I drove my daughter to her friends. And then when I went back to pick her up, she's walking in the complete opposite direction of her friend's house. And I say to her, like, what's happening? She's like, well, that's not what was happening. I say, nice try. I'm not stupid. I have PTSD and anxiety. That doesn't affect my IQ. In the beginning, I was going to 3 mental health appointments a week. So I was seeing a psychotherapist, a counselor, and a coach. And you know what the difference is between a psychotherapist and a counselor? About $100 an hour. And you guys, I used to be a super high functioning person. On any given day, I could organize a school lunch for 50 kids. I could run a PTA meeting. I could do some bookkeeping. And I could take care of my kids. After my PTSD hit, it was a major accomplishment for me to just get supper on the table. And the kids really enjoyed watching me eat it. Let's face it, there was no way I was going to share my peanut butter and jam sandwich. And like I said, if I go places and there's lots of people, I feel like I just need to leave. Like I'm at a concert that's packed. Because I learned that in those situations, not everyone bathes. When someone has not a shower in a month, social distancing should be mandatory. And as I said, I also saw a coach for a while, and she would help me set goals. And my goal was not to see the coach anymore. But the coach, she was helpful. She'd say things like, when you're depressed, if all you can do is get up and make your bed, you're a rock star. Actually, I'm better than that, because I'm pretty sure Mick Jagger's not making his own bed. When I was depressed, it would be like 1:30 in the afternoon, and I'd have to tell myself, it's okay to have a bath in the middle of the afternoon, but my self-talk would say, you can't have a bath then. Yeah. Because there's better things to be done, like sitting in the corner and crying for 3 hours. Not a lot of rock stars are doing that. Oh, you guys, and then there was COVID, and I had to homeschool my kids. That was great fun. That is when the depression hit. With my 13-year-old son, we would spend 6 hours a day. And that was just to get him to turn on the computer. And I had no clue how to help him. It was great for my self-esteem that my 13-year-old knew way more than I did. No wonder I was depressed. Now, just homeschooling kids, it's enough to trigger PTSD in a mentally healthy person. It's like a make-work project for mental health professionals. Sometimes they'd give them an experiment in science. And not a lot of kids know how to build a meth lab in the basement. With With all that money he made, he supported the family for 2 years. Oh yeah, and I was recently in Hawaii for 3 months taking counseling training. And it was on a university campus, so it was great. Everything was taken care of. The hard thing was coming back. I'm at home and I'm like, where's the cafeteria? And my family, oh, they're so practical, and they do not understand depression or vulnerability. They're like, oh, you just cut your leg off? Well, pick it up and keep going. Oh yeah, and here's a needle and thread. Can you sew it back on? And don't get any blood on the carpet. And now I'm just gonna go over there and have a nervous breakdown in the corner. Thanks, everyone.